It was mentioned in that particular conversation. Was I aware that in one game there were, and I believe it was three or four eighth graders in the end zone during the game, or maybe even sit on the sideline, not in the box, but in the sideline. I said no, I was not aware of that at all.
We were also told something about an eighth grader allowed to eat the team meal and potentially ride on the team bus.
That actually did happen. There were three eighth graders, I believe, two of which we had coached their older brothers. They showed up at the school, and I think at that point they were going to eat with the team, a team meal. They were denied. I was texted, met with the admissions director at that point with I think 6 or 7 of my staff in the equipment room, literally before, what turned out to be our last game of the season, was said, hey, you know, we're good here, but we can't, if that had happened, we would have had to have opened up the food to every prospective Mullen student. And it was, hey, let's make sure, the message was, let's make sure that this doesn't happen and everything runs through the admissions director.
Now, Coach, whether or not you know this, CHSAA did confirm to us that your name not mentioned in the violations reported to CHSAA. That being said, to your knowledge of these violations, how serious would these be? Is this something that is a very serious violation or not so much?
Well, first of all, I had heard, but I did not know until you just said that my name was not on the violation. I didn't know. My name's on the front page of the paper. So I don't have any idea. I'm anxious to find out exactly. I want people to look at this and determine exactly what's happened, and whatever needs to be done at that point, then I'm good with it. I think if there's something there, then that needs to be addressed.
In the principal had talked about systemic issues at Mullen. Do you know what he's talking about?
I do not. I do not know.
I mean, is this just a big mystery to you at this point, the way this is kind of mushroomed?
Well, the way it's mushroomed, yeah. I think again, and I've been fairly consistent in what I've said after this has taken place. I think you have the right, when you have a new person or people in charge, you have a right to decide what direction you want to go. I think they made the decision that maybe the football, and this is conjecture on my part, maybe the football program was too big, that it overshadowed other important aspects of that school, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand if that's the decision they reached, I understand that. But no, in terms of the other stuff, no.
How do you feel about these allegations kind of coming out in the aftermath?
Well, listen, I've coached high school football a long time, 19 years. I've never had an issue in terms of a violation with CHSAA. I've never had an unsportsmanlike penalty on the sideline, which is immaterial right now. But I want to find out exactly what's going on, and then deal with it. So I know this. I've conducted myself in 19 years the right way. I've coached for the right reasons. I've tried to live with integrity and honesty. And as I've said before, you don't have the number of wins in your career in your tombstone. It's how many lives you can impact and how many young men that you can hopefully steer in the right direction when they're gone from school.
Dave, a week ago, Mullen is saying that you were fired because they want to have a football coach who's on staff on campus full time. Now, a week later, they're talking about recruiting violations. Does it seem like they are continually trying to rewrite the history on why you were let go?
Well, I think that when this decision was made, everybody was surprised in terms of the reaction. And that's why I think 3 or 4 days ago, I wrote the letter that basically said, listen, while I appreciate the support that's been shown to me, you got to give people a chance to make a decision that they feel like is in the best interest of the school.
Did Ryan Clement ask to be a part of the football program while you were coach?
Ryan talked with me a handful of times about coaching. quarterback. He was a great quarterback in high school and college. So yes, we had those conversations.
What did you say to him?
Well, I had a quarterback coach. So that's what I said to him.
Do you think that interaction led to your firing?
Oh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the decision was made that they wanted to go in a different direction. That's the only thing that I can think of. I just think they decided that I had become more or less the face of the school. And frankly, if I were running the school, I would not want a football coach that had become the face of the school. And I disagree. I don't feel like I was. That was not anything that I hoped to achieve. But I understand the point. I mean, that place is a lot. There's a lot more to it than just football. There's a really long-standing academic excellence, and there's a spiritual side as well.
Coach, you mentioned your name's on the front page. Recruiting violations is could be a direct hit to your coaching reputation. Does that bother you? Do you take that personally?
Oh, sure I do. Again, the truth will come out, and I absolutely do. I know what I've done, and I've lived a lot of my life in a fishbowl, and so I understand where the line of demarcation is, and I've over 19 years acknowledged that and not stepped over in any way. So yeah, absolutely.
Dave, were you stunned, and how have you been able to handle this emotionally? Because it must be difficult.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I feel for a lot of people in this. I wish it would have been different. But it is what it is, and I think now the important thing is we move forward and try to find a resting spot.
How can this affect any potential job you go after or apply for next fall?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that my hope would be to coach. I love working with young guys. I love football. I think there's a lot of life lessons that can be learned with that, but that remains to be seen. I would think that you look at 19 years and those decisions will have to come from other people.
Have you been approached about any future jobs?
I've had calls, sure. Yeah.
Anything that you consider?
No, I mean I'm not prepared to go there, at least right now. We'll see what happens.